All right, movie review time. Thrash. I literally just finished watching the movie. This is the day it premieres on Netflix. I watched it. I'm going to review it now. First off, I wanted to thank, or I want to yell at, Nick Zinn for bringing up this movie. I had no idea this was coming out. Nick Zinn, for those who don't know, I'm leaving that in. He loves shark movies, or he loves telling me about shark movies. Let's put it that way. And they're all awful. What about Thrash? Is Thrash an awful movie? Well, we'll get to all that. So this movie has been through the mill. Okay, I'm gonna read you just a little pieces of stuff. The that this movie got made at all and was released at all is a miracle at this point. May 2024, Sony Pictures, they were developing a survival thriller film titled Beneath the Storm with Tommy Wirkola writing and directing, and Phoebe Dinavor, however you pronounce it, cast in the lead role. Okay? So they started shooting in Melbourne, Australia. Then the film in March of 2025, so almost a year later, it was renamed to Shiver. In January 2026, the film was yet again untitled, and the rights for the film were transferred to Netflix. So basically, a lot of different titles. Then Shiver became Thrash. So it was Beneath the Storm before Shiver, and before Beneath the Storm, the original title was The Rising. It's been through a lot of versions. It was finally released today, April 10th. It was originally supposed to be theatrically released in the US on August 1st, 2025, and then on July 3rd, 2026. And then I guess they were like, nah, we're just not gonna release this. That's no. So there's a bunch of different people in here. You probably don't recognize any of them. You will recognize Djimon Hansu. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing his name. He's a marine researcher. He has been in a bunch Amistad and I think Blood Diamond or something like that. I don't know. He's probably the only face you would know in this movie. So I'm going to set up the premise here. We're in Annieville, South Carolina. I guess somewhere near Myrtle Beach, and this little podunk town. And so we have a bunch of different characters. So our main, I guess our main character is Lisa Fields. She's pregnant. Her mother's annoying. Her boyfriend just left her, and she's just trying to drive her little car home when chaos ensues. Dakota Edwards. She's an agoraphobic person. She can't leave her house. She tries to leave her house. She can't leave it. So that we kind of start off with her story. Dale Edwards, the dude from Amistad, he is a marine researcher. You got to have a marine researcher if you have a movie like this. It makes no sense to not have somebody who understands sharks. This is the guy, okay? And then you have why are you cutting the grass now? You cut the grass like 6 times today. Literally, every time I'm shooting video, this guy is cutting the grass. It's like the second time I've been on today, and he's cutting the grass again. How much did your grass grow in 3 hours? I'm leaving all this in. You have 3 siblings who live with this awful husband and wife who are basically taking all of the checks for their foster money, and they're buying themselves steaks and beers and stuff, but the kids are eating bread. That's literally it. You got a couple other people who show up 2 guys in a boat, they get killed. A truck driver, he gets killed. I don't think there's many more. A couple of a film crew, a reporter who's a jerk. And then he sees the light at the end, and his cameraman. So not a lot going on. Basically, the levee breaks, Hurricane 5 storm comes through, and suddenly you have 15, 20, 30 feet of water, and that's when all the sharks come in. Okay, they come in, and they're, for some reason, the sharks are, I don't know, these bull sharks, whatever they decide we're going to eat everybody. Like sharks always do whenever you're in the water. They just immediately eat everybody. But then we have a giant pregnant great white shark also. Kind of like the Godzilla of the whole thing. Is the great white, is she good? Is she bad? Excuse me. Who knows? There's a lot going on in this movie. It's a very, very simple premise of this movie. Okay. When Nick first said, he's, are you going to watch April 10th? Are you going to watch Thrash? And I'm like, oh, cool. Another good thrash metal movie. We're going to do another biography. Maybe it's on Testament and Exodus. And that was a shark movie. I should have known when Nick said it. The acting is not bad. Special effects aren't anything special. There's a lot of that stock hurricane footage, the trees getting blown over and roofs getting ripped apart, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. It's basically set in 2 places. It's set in Dakota's house, where Lisa, the pregnant lady, shows up. And then it's set at the where the foster kids are staying, and of course they have to everybody's got to fight sharks. Everybody's figuring out a way to fight sharks. If I was in this, if this was realistic, and I would immediately be eaten by a shark. I'd be like, yeah, no, I can't do this. No, I'm not fighting. I am not fighting sharks. No, thank you. Is it a good movie? No. Is it a bad movie? No. It's just, here's the thing. You know what you're getting into. I'm sure there will be reviews talking about how awful this movie is, and all the cliches in this movie, and how the characters are one-dimensional, and blah, blah, blah. What do you expect? This ain't Citizen Kane with sharks. Although that probably would have been a better premise than this. It's just a dumb shark movie that couldn't even make it in a theater, and it went right to Netflix. Okay? There's a lot of water in this movie. Spoiler alert. As an old man, I'm like, man, this must have really sucked working on this movie. If you were like, the cameraman or the grip or director, whoever, and I'm like, there's just so much water. So much water in this movie. So I guess they filmed this in Australia, although it's supposedly set in South Carolina. It's 86 minutes long, and it felt shorter. You're like 15, 20 minutes into it. You're like, the hurricane will hit in 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 22 minutes, and blah, blah, blah. And you have the townsfolk boarding up their windows, and on, and everybody's trying to get out of town. And you're basically seeing these 2 houses, and then, of course, the marine researcher comes in with his guy, or I guess there's another guy in it. It's his guy who works on the stop hitting that, on the marine research vehicle boat, we'll call it. And then there's another guy who's sitting somewhere that's helping them out. And they're basically like, well, let's go rescue my niece. Let's go get in a boat and rescue my niece. And that's basically the premise. And they show up, or do they? Who knows? Who knows what the ending is? You know exactly what the ending of this movie is going to be. Okay? I mean, the poster has has Lisa holding a little baby with a shark going by. So obviously, spoiler alert, she's gonna have this. She has this baby in the water while she's swimming around. I guess the umbilical cord falls off. I guess the baby looks like it's 3 months old at that point. I guess it doesn't have to make sense, right? It doesn't have to make sense. It's a shark movie, and that's all you need to know. There's a lot of CGI sharks in the water. There's I guess there's some footage of real sharks as well. Everything it's one of those where everything in the plot has to line up perfectly. The pregnant lady's trapped in the car. The agoraphobic chick is in her second floor window looking, oh my God, I need to save her house. Suddenly, a barn or a house or something floats by and just gets stuck right between the car and her so she can climb over. I mean, it's a lot of stuff like that. A lot. Things have to line up perfectly for this to work. Now there's some cool shots of people getting eaten by sharks, attacked by sharks. There's a couple of those jump scares. Is the shark gonna get them or not? Kind of things. There's I don't know. So again, it wasn't a bad movie. If you turn your brain off, if you go, I'm gonna watch sharks eating people, this is the movie. Then there's your movie. Then we're good. Then we are good. So what would I give it a rating out of 5 stars? 3.6. Wasn't the worst shark movie I've ever seen. Definitely was not the best shark movie I've ever seen. But if Jaws sets the bar for these movies, then you just don't make shark movies anymore. You're like, there's the shark movie, we're done. I think I like this one even better than the what is it, Sharks Under Paris or whatever it was. The last time Nick told me about a shark movie and I got excited. I think I like this movie better than that one. And I'll tell you why, because the acting wasn't flat. Again, the acting's not great, but there was no overacting. There was nobody in this that was just that's a bad actor. That person's just an awful actor. There was none of that. None of it. And so I'm happy at that point. I'm happy because it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad movie at all. I would not watch it again, but I would listen. I would put this in my top 20 shark movies, probably like number 18 or 19, somewhere down that line. I think I've seen that many shark movies. I don't know. Have you seen this movie? Did you immediately jump and watch this movie the afternoon it came out? Let me know. Let me know if you loved it, if you hated it. Listen, don't give me those that your BS highfalutin. Oh, I was expecting Othello meets Star Wars or some garbage like that. It's a stupid shark movie, and it does what it's supposed to do. It gives us sharks in a movie. I think the name of the movie's dumb. I think all the names of the movies actually were dumb, but I don't know which one. If they're, let's say, hey Armand, opinion, what should this have been named? Here's our 4 or 5 things. Beneath the Storm doesn't make sense. Shiver, no sense. The Rising, no. Thrash, no. I guess you can't call it dumb shark movie. Turn your brain off and watch a shark movie. That would probably be better. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've done other movie reviews. I've done book reviews. I've done TV series reviews. I do a lot of writing stuff. I've been for those who don't know what my qualifications are for reviewing a shark movie, I've been an author for almost 40 years, and I've been full-time author for 15 years. So like you, I know absolutely nothing about the film industry or movies or anything else. All I know is as a viewer of shark movies. Whoa, that went right through me. I don't know where that whistle came from. I'm leaving that in. As a viewer of shark movies, it was a shark movie. Thank you, Nick Zinn. Next shark movie. Throw it on me, buddy. Throw it on me. Let's do this.